This is a very diverse panel and diverse audience, so I'm not sure where this conversation will go. There's a great list of opening questions. I think I want to just make two kind of framing remarks that reflect kind of where I am in this conversation and what my practice is. One about the regional economy and one about the neighborhoods, and then really the point is that the fate of both are connected. With respect to the regional economy, and this really echoes what you just said, Chicago really did well in the late 80s and 90s, turning from the conventional industrial city to a modern global knowledge economy. It didn't do perfectly, but compared to other aging industrial cities, think Cleveland or Pittsburgh or Baltimore, Chicago really made that turn. If you look at the last 10 years though, we are stagnating. And it's not transparent yet because it's partly hidden by the Great Recession. It's hit everywhere. But we're doing worse than other places. Moody's just rated us about 250 out of 380 cities. Milken last year in their report put us at about 230 out of only 300 they look at. And by a lot of measures, we're starting to stagnate. So it is very important that we get more strategic about what we're going to do with our metropolitan economy. And there are ways to do that. The smart cities are doing it and moving ahead, and if the conversation moves that way, I'm happy to talk more about that. The second point is our neighborhoods. Until the crash, our neighborhoods, by and large, were coming back. There's a lot of things pushing. This is true of cities across the country, but particularly here, there are a lot of factors pushing people towards density. There's some alignment of sustainability and equity and growth concerns around concentrating people and businesses. People want to be close to downtown, they want to be close to jobs, they want to be close to public transit, they want a reasonable economic deal, which a lot of our neighborhoods offer in contrast to some of the suburbs. And in fact, there was pressure upward in the neighborhoods, and then we've had this terrible crash. And 20, 30 years of neighborhood development activity, and the people in this room know it better than me, really got wiped out. I spent 10 years at South Shore Bank and spent a lot of time in the neighborhoods in the south and west side in particular, and you drive those neighborhoods now, and it's just tragic. But I think the underlying economy, as it turns, is again going to create opportunities for neighborhoods so that there'll be real opportunities to manage and leverage that, people moving back into the city and businesses following those markets. The main point, though, is that those two are connected. I work around the country both with regional development organizations and neighborhood ones, and I'm constantly claiming to talk to each other. The fate of the region is totally dependent on the neighborhoods. The regional development people who don't get that are not going to succeed. Nationwide, the cities with the least inequity and the least isolation in their neighborhoods do best because they're not wasting their neighborhood assets. And at the neighborhood level, neighborhoods don't really have economies. You want to develop a neighborhood, you really got to figure out what's your market that you're connecting to, whether it's retail development or real estate investment or business supply chains. And inevitably, that tends to be a regional marketplace. So that the neighborhood development strategies, I think, that are most successful are comprehensive, understand how these markets interact with place in a particular neighborhood, and then connect to their regional economies.